I call the member for Gorton.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Well, I rise to talk on this very important matter, and that is, of course, a future made in Australia. We need an economy and a labour market that's sustainable, that provides opportunities for workers in this country, for opportunities for businesses, but also ensures that we're able to stand on our own 2 feet. And I think, if anything, the pandemic has exposed the failure of this government in what it has done to manufacturing. In fact, I can recall in December 2013, only months after winning office, the Treasurer of the country goading Holden to leave our shores, threatening them, firstly by taking away the support that was provided by the previous government, and then goading the company to leave our shores, and they promptly did. And with them, they took those jobs and those skills. And what that did, of course, was very much undermine our economy and our labour market, because that was the most sophisticated sector of our economy when it came to manufacturing skills. It was a dreadful shame to see that happen. And that happened within a few months of the election of this government, and that wasn't, of course, going to be the end of it. The 2014 budget, we saw the abolition of Labor's manufacturing plan. They removed entirely the plan that was put in place to engage with the manufacturing sector, to actually use government leverage in order to ensure the enlarging of manufacturing. We saw that happen because of their disregard, their enmity towards the sector. They were not interested in a sector that was actually making things in this country. And I'll tell you what, they got more joy out of it when they realised it might have been a unionised company that was also hitting the wall. This was a government that was not and has not supported manufacturing in this country, and it's only been recently where they've started to mouth the words manufacturing since the pandemic. In fact, they brought back in name only the manufacturing plan that they abolished in 2014. I recall they also abolished instant asset tax write-off in 2014 and had to bring that back. They pretend it's their own idea, because they abolished it in 2014, which of course was providing support to small business at the time. And of course, who can forget the forgettable Minister David Johnson, who said famously, and he was the first Defence Minister of this government. In fact, he was the first of 6 Defence Ministers of this government that said that Australian industry couldn't build a canoe. That was the sentiment of this government towards the defence industry and towards manufacturing. And when you've got a cabinet minister saying that this country, our manufacturing sector, couldn't build a canoe, what message did that send to those businesses and those workers who have worked so hard to deliver defence assets to this country? But it says everything, Deputy Speaker, about the government's disregard and hostility towards manufacturing in this country. We need to see defence industry increase so that we can be more resilient and we can provide opportunities. I mean, it should be seen by those opposite that defence industry in and of itself isn't a defence asset, because we need to be able to build more and maintain more defence assets in a world that, of course, is increasingly less stable, where the risks have increased. We have not seen a government prepare for that industry to deliver the assets. And for all of the rhetoric of the government in relation to these changes to the threats to this country, we have not seen the delivery of defence assets. We've seen a lot of discussion about what might happen in 2038, whether it be increased personnel or whether it be actually delivering under AUKUS, which Labor supports. Where's the increased firepower to existing assets today? Where is the decisions to actually ensure that our current platforms have better firepower to act as a deterrent in times that are, of course, less stable than they were? Well, frankly, for all of the rhetoric, there's a yawning gap between what the Prime Minister and Defence Minister say and what they deliver. And why is that? One of the reasons for that is because they have allowed the defence industry to be impoverished and have not provided sufficient support, whether it be in skills or whether it be in other areas of public policy.